Hello everyone, welcome back to the data science program. In this video I'll be covering a topic called loops in Python. We have loops in all the programming languages, so we will be covering loops in Python. It might seems to be a complex topic for all those people who are from non-coding background, but I'll be teaching in such a way that they'll feel like they are pretty comfortable in this topic. First, I'll teach you guys about the theory part, and then we'll move into the coding part. I'll take you guys to the theory part first. First we'll discuss loops in Python. Basically, a loop is a sequence of instruction that is continuously repeated until a certain condition is reached. What it does is it basically performs a sequence of instruction where we have to satisfy a condition. If the condition is not satisfied, we keep on repeating that step until we reach that condition. So once the condition is reached, we terminate the loop and we show the output. We have loops for that. And why do we need loops? See, if you don't, we can perform certain tasks without loops also. But the thing is, if you don't use loops, what it does is it basically shorten your codes. Suppose if you're writing a piece of code of length 50 lines, loop might reduce that code to up to 10 line or 8 line. Basically it reduces the code's length, and it manages the code, and you will feel comfortable when you are coding in loops. When the programmers write code, loops allow them to shorten what could be hundreds of lines to just a few lines. So basically, if you, it reduces the length of the code, and loops make code more manageable and organized. As we learn more about programming and writing complex programs, loops will be an important element to understand and use. So basically, loop is a very strong and powerful thing, and whoever is coding in any programming language, they should know loops. Without using loops, you cannot code in any language. You have to use loops, and we have different types of loop in different programming languages. Here we have two types of loop. One is the while loop, and the other is the for loop. So I'll be covering that. I'll show you guys the use of loop. I'll give you one example where we are using loops, where the web developer or the programmers are using loops. So I'll show you guys one example. Suppose we are taking this Amazon page as the example. Suppose we are searching for some products. Suppose we are searching Nike sneakers for men. We are getting these many results here. If you think carefully, if you are watching this and if you're thinking carefully, we have these many products here, and if you see the difference between this product and this product and this product and this product, you can find, okay, the images are different, the title is different, the rating is different, and the description is going to be different. But what is the similarity? What is the similarity? The similarity is the picture, the position of the picture, the position of the description, the position of this review. For all those products, these categories are same. So what's happening here? How people are using loops to organize this page. Suppose this page would have been developed by some web developer. So suppose if he is creating this container for this product, what he is doing here is he's basically creating a container, and he's providing a position for image, position for this rating, description, and other parts. But suppose if there is one more product like this product or this product, then again he has to create one more container. And suppose if there are 1,000 products, he has to create 1,000 containers, overall 1,000 containers, if he is dealing with 1,000 products. And suppose if he is dealing with lakhs products, he has to create lakhs container. So just imagine how hectic it could be. And yeah, it's not about hectic. If you think carefully, it's pretty impossible only. So basically what the web developer or the programmer does here is they basically use this loops concept. And what they do is they basically create only one container, and this one container, they iterate this container on loop, and they fetch the product details from the database, and this loop will run as many times as the number of products in the database. And basically they'll be printing one by one till the time they are reaching the last product. So it's an example of how programmers are using loops. And now we'll see this need for loops. When the programmers write code, loops allow them to shorten. This I have already discussed. You can reduce the length of the code. Suppose if you are writing hundreds of lines in a code, then you can reduce it to 20 or 15 or 10 lines of code. And loops make code more manageable. And I think we have discussed this, already discussed these topics. As we learn more about we have discussed about this. So we will see types of loops in Python. We have two types of loops. One is the while loop, and other one is the for loop. And the difference between while loop and for loop, see, you have two loops here. For certain condition you would be using for loop, for certain condition you would be using while loop. So you should know when to use for loop and when to use while loop. Depending on the condition, you will be using these two loops. So now we will compare both loops in Python to understand where to use for loop and where to use a while loop. For loop is used to iterate over a sequence of items. Suppose you have a sequence of items. Suppose I have already taught you guys about different data types. Suppose we are dealing with list. So when we have a list, we have we are iterating on the sequence of items. So this list is the sequence of item. If you are dealing with tuples, this tuple is the sequence of item. Whenever we are having this sequence of item, and we use for loop for that. While loop is used to repeatedly execute a block of statement while a condition is true. So we execute a statement continuously until we reach where we reach this condition, until the condition is false. For loops are designed for iterating over a sequence of items. So now we will we will move into the coding part. I'll take you guys to the Google Colab notebook. Now we will see first while loop. While loop. So in while loop, how we write while loop is we basically write while, then we write condition, we provide this colon, and under that we write our statements. So that's the flow for while loop. We will see one small program where suppose the user is asking us to we are the only user and we have to print a table of a number, any number. Suppose we want to print the table of 9. So we'll be using a while loop for that, and I'll show you guys how to do that. So suppose first we will think, if we want to print the table of 9, what are the things we need. So first we need is the number 9, and then we have to do 9 into 1, 9 into 2, 9 into 3, 9 into 4. So we need a variable, and we will be changing that variable. So we will be incrementing that variable by 1 all the time. So whenever we are multiplying 9, first time it will be multiplying by 1, then we'll be multiplying it by 2, then 3, and we'll keep on incrementing until we reach 10. So we'll write while, and then first I will take a variable I equals to 1. We are taking this variable I whenever we are multiplying 9 into 1 or 9 into 2, this 1 and 2 or 3, we are taking this I as 1 2 3 4 till 10, and we have to keep on incrementing this. So we have this I, and now we will write while this I is less than 11. That means we are taking this I from 1 till 10, so that we can multiply it by 9 all the times. And under this then we have to provide this, and then we have to print. We'll be printing, we'll take this as string first. So 9, then into, and sorry 9 into, sorry 9 into 9 into, and then we will take this I value, comma, then we will take equal to, and then we will take 9 into I, 9 into I. So see, what we are doing here is we are taking, this is just for formatting, we are taking all these as strings, 9 as string, 9 into, and we will be changing the I value, 9 into 1, then 9 into 2, then 9 into 3, and the actual value will come from this. So here we are not using the colon double quotes, because we are directly taking the value here. So 9 into 1, then 9 into 2, then 9 into 2, and then according to that equal to, we are getting that value. So but if you run the cell now, we won't get that exact value, because we are not incrementing I. Initially we have this I value equals to 1, so initially we have 1, so 9 into 1 equals to 9, so we'll be getting 9 only as the output. But we want 9 into 2 also, we want 9 into 3 also, till 9 into 10. So what we have to do here is we have to increment I. So what we'll be doing here is we'll provide I plus equals to 1, and now if we run the cell, we will get the output as 9 into 1. See, we are getting the 9 table here. And same way, what we can do here, you can print any table. You can ask the user, you can take the input from the user which table he wants to print, and you can take it as the input, and you can print it on the output screen. See, what I'll do here is I'll do some change here. So I'll just take input. So we will take num equals to int, then I will take input, enter the table number. So we are asking about the table number here. So suppose the user is asking to print the table of 20, so it could be anything. So now we have to do some changes here. See, I is going to be the same, because whatever table we are printing, suppose we are printing 8, so we will be using I all the time, because 8 into 1, 8 into 2 till 8 into 10. So what changes we have to do here, we have to change this 9, because we are not printing 9 table, we can print any table. So we'll take this num into I equals to num into I. And now if you print, you can print any table. See, enter the table number, you print the table of, you can print any table. Suppose we are printing 7, you will get 7 table. And if you want, you can print table of 100, you can get the table of 100. So this was the introduction part of while. Now we will see one more concept, else with while, else with while. So now I will take j equals to 1. Suppose we are taking one variable j equals to 1, while j less than 6. We are taking j less than 6 and we are printing j only. So whenever j is less than 6, we are printing that, and we are incrementing j. So j plus equals to 1, and now we will use one else condition here. Else print limit crossed. So see, what we are doing here is we are taking j variable, whenever j is less than 6 we are printing j. So and then we are incrementing j by 1. So see, initially we have this j value as 1. We are checking j is less than 6 or not. So 1 is less than 6, so we are printing 1. Then we are incrementing. Now j equals to 2. We are checking 2 is less than 6 or not. Yes, then we will print 2. Then again we will increment it by 1. Then we'll see we will have j value equals to 3. Then we will see 3 is less than 6 or not. So we have 3 less than 6 until 6. When we will have the j value as equals to 6, 6 is not less than 6, so we can't perform this. We won't be able to execute this code. So we'll enter the else condition and then we'll print limit crossed. So we will print up to 5, and then after that we'll have this limit crossed. So now I'll run this cell. See, we are getting 1 2 3 4 5, and after that limit cross. So whenever we are reaching j equals to 5, after that whenever we are incrementing, when we reach j equals to 6, j is not less than 6. So that means we can't execute this piece of code. So we will enter this block and we will print limit crossed. So that's about this else with while loop. And now we will see I'll show you guys one game, guessing game, guessing game using while loop. So we will see how to create a guessing game using while loop. So starting from the very beginning, suppose we are creating guessing game. Suppose we are guessing a number. Suppose for that we'll be creating a random integer. So we have already studied about the random module. Under that we can generate a random integer using a random.randint function. So we'll be generating a random integer. Suppose we are generating a random integer equals to 48, and we are generating this value between 1 and 100. Suppose we are generating this value as 48. So now we will create one guess variable. Under that we'll be guessing one by one. Suppose in the first attempt we are guessing 36. So we have 36 less than 48. So we'll show him one message: your guess is lower, please try higher, till the time we reach the jackpot. And ultimately at the last we will show the total number of attempts he actually predicted the jackpot number. So how do we start this program? So first we have to start with this we have to generate this random integer. For that we have to import random module. We have to import random. So then we have to generate a random integer. So what we'll be doing here is we'll be generating a random integer, random dot randint, and we have to provide a range 1 to 100. So between 1 to 100 we are generating a random integer, and we'll be storing this random integer under the variable called jackpot. So jackpot equals to this random integer, and now we will ask the user to guess the number. So we will create one variable called guess equals to, it should be an integer, int input, enter the number. So here the user will, we already have this random integer here, suppose it is 40, and now we are asking the user to guess the number. We are asking him. Now first I'll show you the simplest way how to proceed in this program, and then I'll show you the flaw, what is the flaw with this program, and then I'll show you the correct way. So now we have the jackpot and we have the guess from the user. Now what we will do here is we will create one if condition. If this guess is less than jackpot, if this guess is less than this jackpot, we will show him one message. And that message would be incorrect guess. Since the guess is lower than the jackpot, we will tell him to guess higher. Guess higher. If the guess is not less than jackpot, that means the guess is more than the jackpot, is greater than the jackpot. So we will show him one else message. Else, under this else message, we will show him one message, incorrect. If the guess is greater than the jackpot, we will show him incorrect guess lower. This is going to be the simplest way we can create this guessing game, but this is not the correct way. I'll just show you what is the flaw with this program. So suppose now if I run this program, it's asking us to enter the number. Suppose we are entering 77. See, it's showing incorrect guess higher, but the problem is this program actually stopped here. We need to continue this game, and we have to count the number of attempts also, so that at last we can show that we can show the user that you have guessed it correctly in these many attempts. So what we should do here now? So what we can do here, we can create one counter here. We will create one counter here, and we will keep the value as 1. We will keep the value as 1, and now we will write one while condition. While guess not equals to jackpot. While guess not equals to jackpot. So if this guess is not equals to jackpot, that means the guess is either less than the jackpot or greater than the jackpot. That means it's not equal to the jackpot. And we will, for the indentation error, we will just move this one tab. And suppose if this condition is not true, then we will enter one more else condition. We will write one more else condition, and before that I will show you here. We will ask him to guess the number again. Int input, and we will ask him to enter the number again. And there is some issue with my keyboard, I guess. Enter the number again. So and then we will increment this counter by 1. See, we are incrementing this counter by 1, and suppose when the guess is less than the jackpot or greater than the jackpot, we have entered this piece of code in this block of code. And if this is not true, that means if the guess is not equals to 0, we are entering here. Otherwise, if the guess is correct, that means we are entering one more else block. So I'll write one more else condition where we will print guess is correct, and we will print one more message, print, and we will print total number of attempts, and then we will here only I'll give this equal to sign. Total number of attempts equals to, and then we will print counter. See, and now if we see this piece of code carefully, I'll just explain after execute. Now only I'll explain what's happening in this code. See, we initially have imported the random module because we wanted to generate random integer. Then we are creating one jackpot number, and we are storing this random integer under the jackpot variable, and then we are creating one more variable where we are taking the input from the user, where he's guessing what is the jackpot number, and we are keeping the counter value as 1. When this while this guess is not equals to the jackpot, if under that, if the guess is less than the jackpot, we are showing him incorrect guess higher. Otherwise, we are showing him in the message incorrect guess lower. And then we are giving him one more chance, guess int, enter the number again, and then we are incrementing the counter so that we can show the total number of attempts here. And now I will just run the cell. There is some issue, I think there is some indentation error expected. Okay, here we have to give this, and now if I run the cell, it's asking us to now enter the number. Suppose we are entering the number 55. See, incorrect guess higher, that means the number is greater than 55. Now we are entering 66. Guess higher, that means the number is greater than 66. We will enter 77. Guess higher, that means greater than 88. Enter the number. Guess lower, that means now we will enter 84. Guess higher, 86. Guess higher, 87. See, we have guessed it correctly. We took total 7 attempts to guessing the jackpot correctly. So this was a small guessing game. You can try it by yourself also. Just try 1 or 2 times and you'll be able to execute this code. And that was about the while loop. And now we will see for loop. I'll add one more cell here. Now we will see for loop. So see, for loop, whenever we have the sequence of items, that means whenever we are dealing with the data types where there is a fixed number of items, for loop is always going to help you. And it's more better, like it's better to use a for loop rather than using while loop whenever you are dealing with the sequence of items. So there is a function called range. Whenever you are dealing with numbers, there is a function called range. So suppose for I in range, suppose we are giving a range 1 to 6, and then you have to provide this. So we use this range function to whenever we are dealing with numbers. So and then you can print I, and oh sorry about this, and then press shift enter and you'll get the output. See, we are and one more thing, whenever we are taking range under that for loop, the first number is included and the last number is not included. That means we are will get the output from 1 to 5, and the 6 will be excluded. That's why we are getting these outputs from 1 to 5. We are not including 6. And this is same as for I in 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, this same as this piece of code. And if you print sorry about this, print, if you print I, we will get the same output here. See, we are getting the same output. Both the piece of code will give you the same output, so nothing different. And you can use a step size also. See, for I in range 1 to 10, and suppose we are giving step size as 2, that means this first number will be included, this last number will not be included, and we will print 1 and then we will skip 2, then we will print 3 and we will skip 4 because we are giving step size as 2. And now if we print I, we will get the output as 1 3 5 7 and 9 because this 10 is not included and we are skipping 1. You can change this step size to 3 also. See, now we are skipping 2 and 3, then we are printing 4, then we are skipping 5 and 6, and we are printing. You can use this for loop with different data types as well. I'll just show you guys for I in, suppose we are taking a list here, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, and we are printing I, we will get this these as our outputs. You can use a for loop with strings also. For I in, suppose we are using this for loop with strings, and if we try to print I, we will get the output as BANGLORE. See, we will get the output as BANGLORE. You can use it with tuple also. For I in, we are taking a tuple here, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, and then we will print now we will print I. You will get the output as 1 2 3 4. And you can use it with the dictionary also, set also. In dictionary it will show you all the keys values. I'll show you guys with this for loop with the sets. For I in, this is the syntax for sets, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 54, any number of your choice, does not matter. And then I have to print I, and we will get the output as 1 2 3 4 and 54. And you can use it with a dictionary also. For I in, this is the syntax for dictionary. You have to provide keys and values, name, and then colon, and then this Vikash. So we will get the key only whenever we are using for loop with the dictionary. If we try to print, we will get only the name, not the value. We will only get the key. Now if you try to print C, we are getting only the key, not the value. And now we will see one program to print print all the combinations. Print all the combinations. So suppose we are taking two lists. In one list we have the color names, and the other we have the fruits name or the pets name, any name. So suppose we have blue, red and green, and in the other pets list we have dog, cat and elephant. Elephant is not a pet, so still we are taking any animal name. So we will print all the combinations. Suppose elephant with red, elephant with green, elephant with blue, like that. So I'll just create two lists here. Colors equals to we are taking a red, then green, and then blue. And now we will see one pet. Under pet we will create one more list. Pet sorry, dog, and then any pet, cat or any, I don't actually can't remember any other pet name. I don't know why. I'll just keep this as rat. I don't know, people they keep rat as their pet or not, but still it does not matter. See, we have two lists here. Now what we will do here is we have to use for loop, and we have to print all the combinations. So I'll write for suppose we are taking one k variable, k in, for k in colors, and we are taking one more for L in pets. I'll just keep this as pets only. So pets. So for k in colors and for L in pets, and now we will print I comma k comma L, and sorry about this, we will print k comma L. See, we are getting the combinations of all the colors with all the pets here. So this is how you can use for loops. This was a basic program. See, I'll just explain this program again. Here we are using one for loop, and then again we are using one more for loop, and see, because of this indentation, the second for loop comes under this first for loop. If you are using this for loop here, you will get this indentation error. That's the main problem with Python. Sometimes you will get so many indentation error, so you have to be extra careful whenever you are coding in Python. So we have created two lists here, and we have created two for loops. First for k in colors and then L in pets, and we are printing these combinations. And now we will see one more program to print sum of numbers. So we'll be taking numbers from 1 till 10, and we will whenever we are printing the next line, we are adding the first and second, then second and third. We are adding all the combinations. So for that I'll take a total here as a variable. Total equals to 0 first, and now I will take for I. Now what we have to do here is we have to take for I in for I in range, we have to take 1 till 11, so that first one is included and the second one is not included. And now we have to print what we will do here is first we will first we will add total total sorry total plus equals to I, and then we will print I. See, what we are doing here is we are initially taking the total sum equals to 0, and then we are iterating within the range of 1 to 10, 1 to 11. That means we are dealing with numbers from 1 to 10. So initially the sum is 0, then we will again add I. First, initially the I value will be 1, and we are adding this 1 value to total. That means 0 plus 1 is 1, and we are printing 1. In the next line, the I value is going to be 2, and again we will add this 2 to this total. That means 1 plus 2 equals to 3, and then we will print 3. So first line we will print 1, then next line we will print 3, and we'll keep on adding all those numbers and we will be printing. So I'll just run this cell and I'll just show you guys how this piece of code works. See, initially the value was 1 to I value is 1, so 1 plus 0 is 1. Then again incrementing the I value to 2, and this 2 is added to total, which is 1. So 1 plus 2 is 2, and then 3, 4. Okay, there is some error I think in this piece of code. I think there is some indentation error or some error, I guess. Let me check. 1 2 total for I in the range of, everything is correct. I don't know why this error is coming here. Everything is correct, I don't know. Total equals to 0. I think this is because of some indentation error. I don't know why. Total for I in range. Okay, there is this error. We have to print on this total. Okay, now if we print, we will get the correct output. See, sorry about the mistake. I was not focused, so we have to print this total because we are adding everything to the total, so we have to print total only. So see, initially the value of I is 1, then the I value is 2, so 1 plus 2 is 3, and then 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 6 is 10, and we'll keep on adding these numbers, and eventually we will get the output as 55. So that's about the loops in Python. I know it was a lengthy video, so just if you feel like this was a slow video, you can watch it in 1.5x speed, and if you are like a beginner, you can watch it in the normal speed. So that's about the loops in Python, and we'll be covering a few programs under that in the next video, and we'll see some control flow statements in next videos. So thank you for watching this video.